Welcome to week 1 of the Seagate Gaming Academy, powered by Northern Shield Academy. I am Zykmoa, a professional Fortnite player for Serenity Esports, and over the next 8 weeks, I will be providing you with videos to help enhance your game knowledge, skills, communication with your trio, and more. This week, you will get to meet the coaches and the minds who created this program. In the following weeks, we will then talk about things like mental performance, including communication, leadership, your ability to be coached, scheduling, and taking breaks. Things that are all very important in your journey to become a professional Fortnite player. In future weeks, we will talk about things like roles on your team, loadouts that you should run, awareness on the map, and rotations that you can do in scrims, and the importance of aim in Fortnite. We will then be hosting a live panel with another content creator to explain how to create content around your game and how to leverage social media in this fast-paced industry. Being a professional player is not just about being competitive and winning tournaments. There's more to it that happens behind the scenes that involves your presence on social media and your image to the public. We will then continue with 2 more weeks of coaching and building, and lastly, advanced gameplay will then lead into our future academy content. Let's talk about some tips and tricks that I wish I knew when I first started the game. One of the most important things to understand whenever you're competing in any game, let alone Fortnite, is that you must first understand the fundamentals of the game. Don't focus on being flashy or niche strategies. Your goal is not to become FaZe Sway here. You want to become a competitive player, and so creating value by being good at the things that are very, very important in competitive is the best thing you can do. So let's talk about what is a fundamental of Fortnite and what is not a fundamental of Fortnite. Believe it or not, a retake is not a fundamental of Fortnite. So when you're sitting there in creative and just practicing different types of retakes that you searched up on YouTube, this is not the best use of your time. You want to be focused on fundamentals like rotating, trading in fights, spacing in fights, peeking in fights. Notice how I said peeking and not specifically right-hand peeks, right? Because there are peaks that exist that are not only right-hand peeks. Although it is very, very important to understand how to use right-hand peeks to their fullest potential, because that is extremely important in Fortnite. It's a mechanic that exists in almost every third-person shooter. It's very important to abuse it in Fortnite as well, especially because you can edit and build and create environments where you have the right-hand peek without necessarily using the natural environment, like buildings that already exist in POIs and such. So that's my advice. Identify and understand the fundamentals of Fortnite first and foremost. This will accelerate and slingshot you way higher than doing anything else will. So focus on that. When you go into creative, focus more on your movement and how you can abuse angles and peaks and how to trade properly without taking damage back. These are the things that are going to make you successful in competitive Fortnite. That's one of the best pieces of advice I can give you. Don't waste your time. Really focus on the stuff that you know is important and have the discipline to make a schedule around that and really focus on that instead. So let's talk about what could possibly help a new player that's just coming into Fortnite. Things that you want to do when you're first loading up the game and choosing your settings is really understand how to set up scroll wheel reset as a keyboard and mouse player, because that is one of the advantages that keyboard and mouse players have. You can search up a quick YouTube tutorial on that, and it's really important to set that up as fast as you can, because I believe that you're at a severe disadvantage if you don't have this mechanic. So search up scroll wheel reset on YouTube and get that done first and foremost. I personally believe colorblind settings and things of that nature is preference. Doesn't really matter. I highly recommend you hop on performance mode regardless of how good your PC is, because of the frames and the input delay is going to be another advantage you can stack on while you're competing at the highest level. So make sure you have performance mode on as well. As for keybinds, I think as long as they're not absolutely hindering you, keybinds are all preference. There is a bunch of YouTube videos on the most optimal keybinds, but I think if you've been playing for a year and a half, the keybinds that you have, as long as they're not holding you back in a very, very intense way, they're fine. Trust me, I have really, really bad, quote unquote bad keybinds, and this is not the first thing that you should be focusing on. There's pro players out there that are still on the default F1 keybinds and they do just fine. Although this is something that you can look into down the road, I think there are more important things that you should focus on while you're starting your journey into becoming a competitive player, like the fundamentals of the game. As for graphic settings in Fortnite, you should keep them all low. In a game like Fortnite, where endgames put a lot of stress on your computer, you want the most frames that you can. You want to reduce the input delay as much as possible. You want to make it as easy as possible for you to do the things that you want to do. If something's hindering you, it's just going to be another disadvantage stacked against you, and you don't want that. So ditch the graphics, make it as low as possible, and improve your performance. So guys, this is just the start. We're looking forward to watching you grow over the next 8 weeks. Don't hesitate to ask your coaches for help in the Discord, as they'll be very, very helpful. And make sure to follow us at Enshield Academy on all social medias. My name's Zykmoa. You can follow me at Zykmoa TV on Twitter, Zykmoa on all the other social medias, and I'll see you guys next week.
Hi everyone, this is Queenie from Seagate. I hope you enjoyed your first session with Northern Shield's Academy. Did you know, as consoles are moving away from physical copies of games to internal storage, that the storage capacity and connection speed is very important for your gameplay experience? This is why Seagate created the expansion card for Xbox Series S and X. It is a solid-state drive that is compatible with the velocity architecture of the new Xbox. So whether you're playing the newest Ubisoft games on PC or console, we have the internal and external drives for you. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.